mencatatnya karena itu akan saya minta untuk Anda summary dalam bentuk mind mapping in the Google Classroom. Okay? Alright. So gap between fact and general view. Let's say the contohnya, contoh gap between fact and general view yang berhubungan dengan research problem. Nah, if you can see yang ada boldnya, this is the bold, okay. Si Archers menulis, although reading programs, skill and approaches have changed over the past century, the teacher role in the classroom has not. Jadi itu the problemnya. Jadi dia mengatakan begini, kalau walaupun program membaca, skill membaca dan pendekatan dalam mengajarkan membaca sudah berubah in the past century, dalam beberapa abad yang lalu, tapi peran guru belum berubah sama sekali. Nah, you see, nah kira-kira if you see this kinds of statement, nah penelitiannya tentang apa kira-kira? So should be if you read more, penelitian ini tentang melihat bagaimana peran guru dalam mengajarkan dan develop the students' reading skills. Okay. I mentioned here, this thesis highlight the research problem from the viewpoint of conflicting reality to what it should be. This one sentence ini adalah all the reading blah 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 blah. All the reading program skill and approaches have changed over the past century. The teacher's role in the classroom has not. Ini adalah indicate contradictive phenomenon between reality and what should actually be. The author seem to start doing this research from this point. So kita harus pahami bahwa salah satu definisi daripada research problem adalah gap between fact and reality. And here I give the example. Ini example yang saya berikan ke in the book, so you can see dari mana dia menulis research problemnya di sini, mulai dari yang bold. I bold it, right? Okay. So statement of the problems. Tadi research problem, sekarang statement of the problem. How they state the problem. Tadi problemnya kan reading program have developed and have changed, tapi teachers belum. Maka coba kita lihat statement of the problem seperti apa. Teachers of all ages and experience across America deliver reading instruction in a variety of ways. Students require different characteristics and teaching style from the classroom. Teachers do sufficiently meet individual learning style need during reading instruction. Reading teacher must be able to link mastery of skill. Nah, di sini dia menjelaskan bahwa kenapa perlu meneliti apa yang kita teliti tadi, apa yang ingin teliti oleh si Archer, karena reading is very important dan guru harus memiliki sufficient knowledge untuk mengajarkan reading. Ini dia. Jadi ada problem, ada statement of the problem as mentioned earlier. Okay, coba kita lihat di sini. The extract highlight research problem which seem to be contradiction between fact and what should be, between what is and what should be. Jadi ada extract di bawah ini saya memberikan contoh research problem yang definisinya adalah interest toward an issue for its significance. Ketertarikan terhadap sesuatu karena dia itu penting. Nah, kita lihat bagaimana bentuk model research problem yang terdiri dari interest, interest of its significant. Contoh dari si Carol Wade Fetters tahun 2010 dari disertasi dia yang dipublish oleh Louisiana, yang ditulis untuk lulus di Louisiana State University and Agriculture and Mechanical College di Amerika. Okay. Reading strategy, instruction related to expository text in the elementary grade continue to be significant, especially in the content areas such as science. Ini dia jelaskan bahwa this is the problem, bahwa strategi mengajar reading yang menggunakan expository text sangat penting dan sangat signifikan karena apalagi itu di bidang sains. Okay. Coba kita lihat. This thesis highlight research problem from the viewpoint of its significant. Dia melihatnya dari signifikannya. Kalau Anda misalnya bisa saja mencari say, for example, we give the example of your own problem. Untuk judul yang ini, untuk problem this problem, fact gap between fact and general view adalah problem, say for example, kenapa sih anak bahasa Inggris sudah belajar bahasa Inggris tapi TOEFL-nya rendah? I mention all the time. Itu kan fact between fact and reality. Kenapa guru bahasa Inggris tidak bagus berbicara bahasa Inggris dalam mengajar bahasa Inggris? Itu fact and reality. That's the problem. Okay? Jadi Anda bisa meneliti itu sebagai the second example adalah example yang dianggap sebagai problem penelitian yang berasal dari interest. Nah, kalau kita, if you bring to your context, nah apa kira-kira yang that interest you in pendidikan bahasa Inggris misalnya? Let's see, yang interest kita misalnya bagaimana sih sebuah what do you call it? Sebuah kurikulum baru bisa diimplementasikan oleh guru di kelas, something like that. So you are curious. Ini sangat menarik bagi Anda untuk melihat bagaimana guru persepsi guru terhadap perubahan kurikulum bahasa Inggris yang sangat cepat. Say for example dari kurikulum 13 berubah ke MBKM, berubah lagi ke tempat ke kurikulum yang lain. Jadi itu sesuatu yang signifikan menurut Anda sehingga Anda perlu diteliti. Oke. Jadi saya buat di sini, the primary problem that was addressed in this study was to explore strategy-based reading instruction that teacher use with classroom groups of second, third, fourth, and fifth grade students related to expository science text material. Okay. Nah, sekarang kita lihat problem ketiga, yaitu research problemnya adalah exploring teachers' perception and attitude on certain classroom practices. Nah, ini mengeksplor classroom practices, perception guru terhadap classroom practices. Ya, kita lihat di sini. This study was conducted to investigate teacher attitude and perception of reading. Something like that. The author of the thesis stated the aim of the project, which is to understand teachers' perception and attitude toward reading. Mastery using direct instruction, the research problem developed in this respect of exploration of teachers' attitude and perception toward the use of direct instruction. Jadi yang dilihat problem di sini adalah peran guru, attitude guru terhadap sebuah metode. Something like that. Okay. Nah, kita lihat problem yang selanjutnya. Research problem as generated from the gap between what is and what should be. Sudah ada tadi juga kita bahas di atas. I skip this one. Coba kita lihat di sini. Bagaimana cara dia menulis problemnya. Ini sih ya. Concern about early childhood. Concern about early child English education in Korea. However, when you use however, I mentioned in the classroom earlier, if you use however, meaning kalimat setelah however is a problem which you state as your research problem. Jadi problem statementnya seperti itu. Okay. Given this reality, some educators are calling for the Korean government to carry out the comprehensive review of early childhood English education. Nah, given this reality, ketika you mention ini, itu menunjukkan bahwa this is very important to do the research. Okay. Problem statementnya, misalnya seperti ini, these researchers identifies issues from the current early childhood English education, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that problem statement. Okay, that's one topic that I discussed tonight, which is about problem, definition of problem and problem statement. Okay, now let me move on to writing the introduction. Okay, writing the introductions, also in my book. Why we need to look at introduction? Because everybody write the introduction. Nah, di sini saya memberikan contoh bagaimana orang menulis introduction. Oke. Pertama, state why this problem is interesting to your field. Nah, contoh. It is generally acknowledged that textbook play an important role in language classes. Oke. Bagaimana cara kita menulis introduction? dengan cara kita menstate why the problem is important in your field. Nah, coba Anda lihat di sini. Sangat diyakini bahwa textbook sangat penting, berperan sangat penting di dalam mengajar. For example, author bla 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 bla. Nah, misalnya ini Zulfikar 1990, for example, stated textbook provide significant language input. Oke, ini adalah kenapa kalimat ini menunjukkan why this issue is important. Okay, you want to talk about textbook which plays significant role in classes, dan Anda menambahkan you support it with the citation yang ditulis oleh si author 19XX ini. Okay. Nah, kita lihat the second one. In the second part, ada second state a problem, contradiction, gap, or question using words such as however, nevertheless, yet, but. Nah, contohnya, nevertheless. Nah, kalau tadi Anda mengatakan bahwa buku textbook itu penting sekali untuk digunakan, karena dia itu sangat signifikan untuk memberikan input terhadap bahasa. Tapi untuk menstate that problem, maka kita nevertheless atau however, some researchers blah 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 have shown that many text authors employs artificial dialogue that lack formal language features. Nah, terjadi kontradiksi antara this sentence, this paragraph with this paragraph. Okay. Nah, di sini dia mau introduce the problem, but here he state the problem. Coba kita lihat. Then state the purpose of the paper. The purpose of this paper is to investigate current textbook comparing their dialogue with those of native speakers. Nah, you lihat, dia hanya menulis tiga big chunks. Yang pertama dia introduce the ideas tentang textbook dan apa pendapat orang tentang textbook. Kemudian dia membuat gaps, nevertheless-nya, dan di sini muncul problem. Ini textbook, tapi apa problemnya? Some textbook tidak ditulis menggunakan dialog yang benar, tapi sering digunakan artificial dialog. Oleh karena itu, maka Anda akan meneliti apakah current textbook itu menggunakan dialog yang artificial atau dialog yang asli. Oke. Jadi ini format ini I take it from Griffith 2012, juga buku yang Anda baca di kelas earlier. Okay. Let's see. And then the other possible structures of the introduction is also suggested by Swall and Fick 1994 and Button 2002, page 67. Apa katanya di sini? Okay. Kalau di atas menjelaskan introducing the issue, and then drawing the gaps, and then stating the purpose of the study. Okay. Nah, kalau di sini, okay, let's see. Move 1, move 2, move 3, 3 move, hampir mirip dengan di atas. Yang pertama adalah establishing a research territory. Nah, itu yang dibuat oleh yang ditawarkan oleh si Swalls and Fick ini, serta si Bunton. Yang pertama adalah by showing that general research area is important, central, interesting, problematic, or relevant in some way. Ini boleh opsional, ya. By providing background information about the topic, by introducing the reviewing item of previous research in the area, by defining terms. Ini salah satu cara Anda meng-establish a research territory. Misalnya Anda mengatakan bahwa you can take the example yang tadi, bahwa textbook is very important, textbook is so significant because it helped the student to blah 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 blah. Okay, and then move kedua, setelah Anda showing that giving background information, Anda indicating the gap, establishing a niche namanya. By indicating a gap in the previous research, raising a question about it, or extending previous knowledge in some way. Obligatory, itu penting untuk dilakukan seperti itu. Jadi menjelaskan gap itu penting, is very important, yang harus ada di setiap introduction Anda. You introduce the issues, and then you use the gap to introduce the problems. Okay. Kemudian occupying the niche, outlining and stating the nature of research. Kemudian indicating the structures and also by announcing principal finding, bla 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 bla. Nah, move 1, 2, 3 hampir mirip dengan yang di atas, tapi si Saul memberikan cara lain membuat introduction. Okay. Okay, now let's go to this one. Kalau Anda melihat di sini, the following information shows sample of introduction section as quoted from Griffey. Ini saya ambil dari Griffey. Ini mungkin sudah pernah kita bahas sebelumnya in class. Okay, kita skip this one karena this is the example yang Anda akan gunakan untuk membuat introduction. I don't know your progress dah seperti apa. Okay, maybe someday I would like to ask the progress nanti ya. Nah, kita lihat di sini. Itu mungkin. Ini contoh yang langsung bisa kita baca dari disertasi orang yang saya ambil and then I put it in my book. Ditulis oleh si Chi Sheng Chen. Jadi tahun 2005 judul tesisnya disertasinya adalah relationship between non-English, non-native English speaking dan native English speaking di unpublished thesis di Pennsylvania State University. Nah, saya sudah bagi-bagi ini, membagi chunk. I put the chunk here into introducing the topic of the research, introducing the content of the research, introducing research problem. Di satu ini Anda bisa memperhatikan bagaimana si A, misalnya English as a second language education has been developed for many decades all over the world. Ini mengintroduce the topic. In Asian country, in order to become a member of the global village and increase and blah, blah. Jadi dia yang menjelaskan tentang English as a foreign language sudah berkembang di banyak tempat. Okay. Kemudian dia introduce the context. For instance, in Taiwan, extending FL bla bla bla. Pertama dia menjelaskan tentang English is very important bla bla bla. Kemudian dia jelaskan konteksnya adalah in Taiwan bla 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 bla. And then dia introduce the problem. Di mana dia introduce the problem? You see? However, while ESL-EFL education is highly emphasized all over the world, ESL-EFL teachers education has been discussed or studied very little. Ini problemnya. Ya, walaupun sudah banyak didiskusikan all over the world tentang EFL, tapi kata-kata however, jadi kalau Anda saya minta nanti coba Anda ambil sebuah tesis and then look at the introduction and then tentukan di mana research problemnya. Maka yang pertama harus Anda cari adalah however-nya atau nevertheless-nya ya. If you get that, dia lucky. Okay, you can get it. So di sini apa? However, while blah 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 is highly emphasized all over the world, teacher education has been discussed or cited very little, sangat little. Apa contoh apa ininya referensinya ini? Kenapa kita mengatakan very little? Ini referensinya. Okay. Remember kemarin in the class I mentioned that every claim you make in academic article in thesis should be supported by referencing. Nah, ini contohnya ya. Okay. Kemudian in TESOL journal from introducing the problem lagi. A journal from 2000 to 2003 among 258 articles, there were just 10 articles related to ESL teachers education. Dia menjelaskan ketika dia mengklaim bahwa ESL ini sedikit dipelajari, dijelaskan dan dia memberikan contohnya bahwa dalam jurnal TESOL ini sedikit sekali yang membahas tentang ESL. Okay, good. And then now talking about describing ESL context. Nah, Anda menjelaskan tentang konteksnya. Konteksnya ini saya perlu regarding ESL teacher education, Jack Richard and David Noonan in their books second language teacher education blah blah has been mainly focusing on how to deliver language. Nah, ini dia menjelaskan tentang konteksnya ini. Alright. And then dia restating the research problem. Di mana the research problem? Richard further argued that ESL teachers need not only to engage blah 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 skill but also to assist them to explore their knowledge, belief, attitude, and thinking. Nah, dia menjelaskan bahwa dia state the problem bahwa sangat penting untuk menjelaskan tentang membahas tentang ESL dan EFL teacher education. Jadi example. Ini juga restating the problem. In some, research in the SL level teacher education has really been done. Issues such as experiences in language teacher professional development, the teacher education, blah, blah, blah. Nanti dia menjelaskan tentang research problemnya di ujung dengan mengatakan in some. So, I suggest if you say, for example, menulis introduction, sangat bagus kalau Anda mencari tesis atau let's say skripsi yang Anda anggap is very good. You look at how the author merangkaikan paragraf-paragrafnya di introduction. Maka bagus cocoknya kalau Anda go to the apa namanya ETD, English Thesis and Dissertation online. Don't rely on the thesis written by your senior, tapi Anda cari di online yang dipublish yang ditulis oleh native, for example. Lihat bagaimana cara mereka menulis. So you can look at the pattern they use. Bagaimana cara dia menjelaskan first sentence and then next one and so on and so forth. And then let's see research question. Ini buat research questions. Research questions. Saya mengambil dari example of research question. Research question, remember, is very important, right? Dari si Chi Sheng Chen, dari yang judulnya Relationship Between Non-English Native yang tadi, apa dia tulis? How do non-English native speaking teacher use English language learning strategies to increase their English language ability? Is their use of language learning strategies influenced by gender, educational level, major, experience abroad, TOEFL score, and confident in English ability, and so on? Ini ada salah ketik sedikit. TOEFL, bukan TOEFL. So editornya ini tidak paham bahasa Inggris. Alright. The research question, although use how and what, which seem to be typical qualitative, total research question, they actually investigate the influence of something on something, and this is indicative of quantitative research question. You see, dia menggunakan how, dia menggunakan what, as if it is qualitative, tapi dia sebenarnya investigate the influence of blah 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 to blah 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 blah. Maka ketika Anda membahas dengan influence, maka itu automatically dia sebagai quantitative. Okay. And satu lagi, what belief do non-English native speaker teacher hold toward English language teaching methodology? Blah blah. Are their belief toward their language teaching methodology influenced by their gender? Influence lagi, semua influence. Okay. So they talk about influence. Let's see the next research question. What impact? Nah, kalau ada kalimat impact, mesti apa nih kira-kira? What impact does membership on a middle school team have on reading strategies and practices of science teachers? You see, this particular study is qualitative research since the data was relied on observation. The author explained as follows: this research study was observational case study because observation was one of the main method of data collection and because the team meeting and classroom in the school were the focus of study. Jadi walaupun dia menggunakan impact, tapi dia melihat perception of the students. Okay, the perception of the impact. Yeah. Let's see. If I extract from Carmilla, ini ada what are the issues and challenges surrounding the effort implementation? What are the issues and challenges surrounding the integration, implementation and integration? The author raised typical qualitative research. There are types of open-ended questions. Okay. Jadi research questionnya itu kan, as I mentioned earlier in the class, antara quanti dengan quali will be is different. Okay. Ini tentang selecting relevant literature. Jadi remember, Anda buat catatan sedikit apa yang sudah saya bahas sebelumnya. So next time Anda bisa buat mind mapping on the summary of what I'm teaching at the moment. Okay. Dan itu menjadi bagian dari our meetings. Literature. Okay. Ini, let's see. Coba kita lihat sedikit tentang orang bagaimana cara membuat literature review. Okay. I think we'll spend like around 15 or 20 more minutes and then we stop and then I'll let it go because this is actually not our scheduled time, but sorry to take your time at night time, right? Mungkin ada di antara Anda yang mengajar atau apa. Let's see, bagaimana cara orang menulis literature review. Let's see, in her review on early studies of teacher experience, Carter found that the effect of blah blah blah. Jadi dia membuat dengan cara ini. In her review of early studies, okay. Kemudian juga menulis tentang other than studies on teachers' early experience, attempt has also been made to examine the biographies of teacher candidate. In the early 1990, Tom and Valley note that the term knowledge. Jadi untuk mengambil literature review, Anda bisa menggunakan dengan cara note that. Kemudian Anda juga mengatakan other studies on teachers bla bla bla. Anda juga bisa mengatakan in her review on early studies. Tidak selalu Zulfikar state. Nah, tidak harus seperti itu, tapi bisa dengan cara many different ways of writing. Tom and Valley noted, okay, juga pakai note. And then Evans Stemmer 1994 attempted to answer 4 question. Ini cara kita menggunakan kalimat-kalimat atau kata-kata di literature review. Younger describes succinctly early studies, blah blah. Okay, and then in his study, Younger concentrate. Ini juga bisa. Jadi ada berbagai cara kita cite orang, membuat citasi. Bisa in his study, in his research, he mentions, Zulfikar state in the work of in his work, Zulfikar suggests that, blah blah. Jadi bisa kita menggunakan berbagai model membuat tulisan di literature review. Okay. Kemudian Younger device a process model, bisa kita buat seperti itu juga. Okay, analisis sedikit. This extra content, the author cited previous studies using certain reporting verb. Nah, dia ada yang menggunakan noted, attempted, describe, and concentrated. Artinya apa? Jangan cuma menggunakan state, Zulfikar said, bla bla, tapi bisa menggunakan berbagai vocab yang lain, tapi dengan model yang strukturnya agak dirubah sedikit. Okay. In reviewing literature, the previous studies researchers should only review the finding of this research in order that the researcher can compare and contrast this finding and link them to the study being conducted. Jadi literature review itu nggak perlu Anda tulis judul, itu yang sering terjadi. The article research by Zulfikar and the title blah 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 found that blah blah, tidak perlu, because you don't need to do that. Nah, yang Anda harus ambil hanya the gist, the core finding of that work. Okay. Step in writing literature. Saya ambil dari Paltridge and Starfield. Pertama, locate literature review, relevant literature review, identify key author and journals. Nah, for example, apapun bidang topik yang Anda akan tulis untuk your proposal, Anda harus tahu siapa key author-nya. Siapa sih penulis utama dan ahli bidang, misal bidang teaching methodology, bidang literature review, atau any topik yang Anda ingin tulis. Jadi harus Anda tahu siapa orangnya dan di jurnal apa artikel itu dipublish. Kemudian use state of the art article. Apa state of the art? State of the art is the gap. Nah, gap dari artikel ini sudah dipublish, sudah ditulis oleh orang, kemudian Anda cari gapnya. Boleh juga menggunakan computer search. Anda kalau Anda pergi ke library, remember last semester I invite you to go to library where the librarian teach you how to search the journal. Atau use Google Scholar. Okay, scan table of content from key journals. Jadi Anda pergi ke key jurnal utama, misalnya jurnal yang bagus-bagus, lihat table of content-nya. Kira-kira ada nggak artikel yang ada hubungannya dengan topik yang Anda tulis. Okay. Atau use reference list from article, book, and chapters. Atau Anda kan lihat setiap artikel ada referensinya di bawah. Anda bisa mengambil, melihat referensi mereka itu sehingga Anda punya ide. Nah, kira-kira tulisan ini, topik ini, siapa saja sih yang menulis, Anda tinggal mencari di perpustakaan atau online. Avoid the popular press. Maksudnya jangan hindari tulisan-tulisan populer ya. And then critically read the literature. Anda bagaimana cara Anda menulis literature secara critical? Identify theme in literature, identify strength and weaknesses in individual article, identify strength and weaknesses in the field as a whole. Collect photocopies of articles. Jadi Anda mungkin perlu fotokopi, perlu ngeprint artikel sehingga Anda bisa, you can see, you can put it in front of you, look which one. Nah, cara Anda the way you review the article tidak menggunakan cara annotated bibliography I mentioned in the class. Tidak Zulfikar said bla bla, kemudian selanjutnya in addition Ahmad say bla bla bla, and then Muhammad say bla bla, tidak, tapi you combine those article yang sama dan yang berbeda. Intinya informasinya yang diberikan, so you can combine them all together. Alright, then prepare to write. Jadi Anda harus melihat, investigate expected length and format of the literature review. Lihat dulu berapa panjang sih dibutuhkan. Misalnya skripsi Anda, how many words? How many pages? 50 pages, right? Including references. And you need to define how many pages for the introduction, chapter 1, and then how many pages for chapter 2, chapter 3, and chapter 4, and chapter 5. So you try to make chunking. You know chunking? Chunking is ya you pilah-pilah berapa panjang, berapa halaman cukup untuk literature review, and I think you need to consult your supervisor in that regard. Make a preliminary outline. You can do the outline first and then organize the literature you will cover. Jadi Anda ambil, as I mentioned earlier, Anda ambil, you take say for example you want to see the effectiveness of communicative language teachings. You take it from 3 to 4 author yang menulis tentang communicative language teaching, the effectiveness-nya Anda gabungkan. You need to mention nanti Zulfikar 2020, Ahmad 2023, Sulaiman 2024 state that CLT is very important and very significant, and it is very good, very effective in teaching. Ini cara Anda review the literature review, not using annotated one by one. Not one by one. So you just combine those articles yang sesuai dengan yang seirama. Okay. And then write the review, or write the introduction, write subsection, use transition marker and meta text. See chapter 5. I get chapter 5. Synthesize and critically evaluate the literature. Be careful not to plagiarize. Okay, not to plagiarize. Plagiarism can be from you take from the text, tidak diperbaiki, tidak dirubah, atau Anda ambil idenya tapi tidak Anda citasi. You don't cite the reference. Okay, and then indicate the gap. Okay, I think a couple of more pages and then we stop there. Then you wait for my assignment in the Google Classroom. Okay, kita lihat di sini apa kata si Furman and si Murcott ini. The content of literature review ada what do we already know about the topic, itu kontennya apa namanya, isi daripada literature review. What do you have to say critically about what is already known? Has anyone else ever done anything exactly the same? Has anyone else done anything is related? Where does your work fit in what has done before? What is your research worth doing in light of what has already been done? Nah, what you do in literature review. Pertama, apa sih yang sudah dipelajari? Apa sih yang sudah diteliti orang? Apa yang sudah dipahami oleh orang? Apa yang belum di-cover oleh orang lain sehingga you want to do that research. Itu ada di literature review and also in the introduction. Alright, how to summarize and critique previous studies. You see here ya. Contoh dari si Julie Brooke Luberg ini. You see, teacher identity and teacher professional identity have been used as synonymous term in the literature. However, providing background to open up the debate and then synthesize the argument. Di mana synthesizenya? However, it has been noted that mutually exclusive, blah blah, and then giving criticism. For the purpose of this research, teacher identity is comprised of how teachers define themselves to themselves and others. Jadi, such understanding of teachers' identity then assume that very social individual. Jadi you give the criticism of the previous study and also the gap. Nah, ini yang sering kita kritik diri kita sendiri. How do we criticize others yang sudah lebih hebat dari kita? Kan itu pertanyaannya. Kita baru mulai belajar, tapi gimana cara kita criticize them? So maybe you criticize by comparing apa yang ditulis oleh si A dengan apa yang ditulis oleh si B. Oke, ini nggak bisa interaktif. I cannot ask you Anda susah harus unmute yourself and then you talk, jadi it's a bit difficult online ya. Let's see. Terakhir misalnya, apa sih verb yang sering digunakan dalam report previous study? Verb which make a statement such as report. Zulfikar report, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Verb which express in a very general way, a writer personal judgment, blah, blah, blah. Itu cara Anda menggunakan the word. Atau explain, which express verb which express the writer opinion, such as argue, propose, and doubt. Ini salah satu kalimat beberapa kata yang Anda gunakan untuk menjelaskan disagreement. I doubt that what Zulfikar say is not really has something problem in his findings, something like that. Jadi ini kata-kata yang Anda gunakan. See di sini. Submit and Flota reported that that the most grammatical structure, blah, 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 blah. Selmani argues that, to emphasize, Becker and John emphasize the importance that outlining, although Becker and John outline 10 form, blah, blah, blah. Jadi, this some verb, ini ada beberapa verb yang Anda bisa gunakan untuk menulis literature review. Ada point out, argue, claim, state, doubt, propose. So, use them sesuai dengan konteksnya, okay? Challenge dan lain sebagainya. Ini, I think this is the last. I will stop somewhere around here. Nah, ini ada strategis untuk mengkritik previous study. Okay, strategi pertama, hedges, to withhold the writer's full commitment to a proposition. Proposition ini adalah pendapat ya. Example menggunakan kata might, perhaps, possible, about. What Zulfikar mentioned, perhaps is not very correct. Itu salah satu. Atau booster to emphasize force or the writer certainty in a proposition, untuk menjelaskan keyakinan si penulis tentang sebuah pendapat. In fact, definitely what Zulfikar says is very important, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Atau attitude markers, to express the writer's attitude toward a proposition. Unfortunately, what Zulfikar found is not applicable anymore in this current situation, something like that. Engagement marker, to explicitly refer to a bill or bill or relationship with the readers. So to consider, note that, you can see that, blah, 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 okay? Or self-mention, to make explicit reference to the researcher. I, we, my, our suggestion is that, blah, 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 something like that. Okay, questions. You may ask question. The book sudah saya kirim dulu, if you still have with you. I will not send it anymore. I will send it back after you submitted the Google Classroom summary dari apa yang saya sampaikan di sini. Okay, so before to sum up what I mentioned earlier, I already discussed about the problems, about the problem statement. I already give you the example of those kind of problem and problem statement. I also show the introduction, how to write the introductions, and I also show how to write the literature review, and then what words you use in writing literature review. Di sini di bawahnya banyak riset design, dan ini juga ada di buku yang I share it to you. baik di buku yang kuning, yang biru, or other book, or this is my book if you still have the copy in with you, so you can look and check later on. Oke, ada pertanyaan? Kalau tidak ada, I will take a photo of the. Oke, saya ambil foto dulu ya, biar kelihatan bahwa siapa yang hadir, siapa yang tidak hadir. Yang tidak hadir atau hadir tapi nggak tulis nama, salah sendiri. Oke. Yang tidak hadir tapi tidak nyalakan, yang hadir tapi nggak nyalakan video, dianggap tidak hadir. Ini si Alfa nih, Alfia. Mana? Alfia dan dia ul hikmah. Nah, coba can you turn on the video first? Nah, sebelum before we stop. Kalau tidak nanti Anda dianggap tidak hadir. Nah, mana nih si Ulkia, can you check your friend? Kemana si Rina Zamhari Ranur? Kemana? Oke, Rina yang muncul. Tiba-tiba you show up. Alfia, Alifa. Mana si Alifa? Dia ul hikmah.
Present, sir.
Mana videomu? Turn on your video. Should be on cam.
Kon elektron. Oh, mendedengkan hidrogen. Siap.
Should be on cam. Okay.
Lagi siapa sih?
Alright. Dia ul hikmah.
Nomornya apa?
Hikmah. Can you be on cam, please? Ulkia, can you check dia ul hikmah? Okay. Dia, mana sih dia?
Kayaknya dia memang nggak ada, Pak.
Nah, kalau nggak ada, ngapain Pak dia muncul di sini?
Udah saya telepon, Pak, tapi memanggil. Centang satu.
Really? So why ask her to